Welcome to the Vanity Fair Proust Questionnaire.
The Vanity Fair Proust Questionnaire, starring
yours truly. You have to do it over again.
And Dona Sturmanis, writer, author, publisher.
So what is your idea of perfect happiness?
Perfect happiness is understanding and knowing yourself and committing that to the world stage, impressing that upon other people like a projector, making multicolored vibrations of strange and blissful creativity and wonderfulness.
Okay. Pleasant multisensory experiences.
Pleasant multisensory experiences. I like that too. What is your greatest fear?
My greatest fear would be passing away without having communicated with everybody I wanted to communicate with.
Before you died?
Yes.
Okay. And should that unlikely event occur, do you believe that a spirit medium would be able to assist?
No.
Okay. Everyone has their beliefs.
Fan death. Fan death. Fan death is my greatest fear.
Fan death?
Yeah, it's a thing.
What is that?
It's raging through South Korea.
What is fan death?
It's when you leave the fan on at night, people can die.
Really?
Yeah, I've heard about it.
Okay.
Which historical figure do you most identify with?
Barbara Walters.
Barbara Walters. Yeah. Yeah, she's part of journalism history.
Right.
She really is. She's still kicking, but...
Which historical figure do you most identify with?
Winston Churchill.
Okay.
I don't know.
Which living person do you most admire?
Toni Morrison. I almost said Tori Spelling. That would have been ridiculous.
Angelina Jolie.
Angelina Jolie.
Because she's multifaceted.
Yeah.
She's not even 40 yet.
Uh-huh.
And she's got all these kids she's adopted. Plus she's married to Brad Pitt.
Uh-huh.
Which is kind of a score.
You go, girl.
You go, girl.
What is the trait that you most deplore in others?
Dishonesty.
Dishonesty.
Being annoyed at things, at life, at me.
A lot of people get annoyed with you?
I don't know, maybe.
What is your greatest extravagance?
Everything is an extravagance, I feel. These days, everything I do is an extravagance, every single thing. But that's okay. I don't know, clothes. I have probably 4 outfits, and I just bought a new one, so I have 5 outfits.
You just bought a new outfit?
Yeah, I got it online. It was, it's a golf shirt.
So what?
I got a golf shirt, a long-sleeved golf shirt.
Is it bamboo?
Yeah, I think it is.
Books,
yeah. I would say that's true. What is your favorite journey?
My dreams. Your dreams? I have great dreams, very vivid.
That's cool, I love that.
My favorite journey is... Because if I were to say my favorite journey was, I've certainly had many, many journeys. Too many to
you can talk about past
I'll answer the question. I'll ask the question. We live in a literal world. My favorite journey is pedestrianism. Walking.
Okay.
Yeah, I love that stuff.
So what do you consider the most overrated virtue?
Nonconformity.
Really?
Yeah. I think if you don't have it in you, then don't do it. It's an aberration when people come off as nonconformists when really they're conforming by nonconforming. It becomes this paradoxical cycle. Just leave it alone!
Humility.
On what occasion do you lie?
When I don't want somebody to get to know me very well. Or I don't know them very well.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I tell the truth to people who are close to me, but past a certain point, I lie by omission.
when I really want to entertain someone. That's the occasion that I mostly, when I feel that telling the truth, when you're saying something, you're telling a story or something like that, and you can tell that someone's just kind of like drifting and they're just kind of like listening to you because they think they should. I'm not going to tell the truth of every single thing that, happened to me. I'm going to say that aliens abducted me because people tune into that kind of stuff.
Okay. So what do you dislike most about your appearance?
I guess that I'm not more flexible. I'd like to,
Appearance.
it's kind of, yeah, okay, you're right. I would like to appear to be more, no, that's wrong. My appearance, that I can't change it. Like, I can't modify it drastically. I would like to be able to do that.
My big nose.
Your big nose. Which living person do you most despise?
Anybody who engages in child pornography or sex with children.
The guy who raped his dead girlfriend.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay. Which words or phrases do you most overuse?
Totally. Anything starting with good, like good morning, good afternoon, good evening, that kind of stuff. It's just, I rely on it. Maybe they're not having a good, and they don't want to have a good evening. Like, what is with this fascist forcing of goodness upon the morning?
The word
The word yeah, I can attest to that. What is your greatest regret?
Having not spent more time, having not been more dedicated to writing creative literary works like poetry and short stories and novel, and just went for it in spite of what my chances were for getting published. Yeah. I wish I had spent a lot more time doing that.
Tons. I regret not being able to do everything, man. I regret not shaving my head and moving to LA at the age of 17. No, so nix the shaving head thing. That has bad connotations.
When and where were you happiest?
At my awesome spot. At my A spot. But that's where, I guess. And when would have to be when I was there with Mo and Josh and it was just crazy. I don't know. Or Mo and Josh or Mo and Sheldon. You know what? The details are fuzzy.
I'm happy now. And, in my place, in Kelowna.
It's a nice
Scotland.
place.
But also I was happy when we lived in Peachland, which was kind of a dream. It was on the lake, and so we had some of our happiest times there.
What or who is the greatest love of your life?
You.
Oh.
Which is very true. But which talent would you most like to have?
Well, I'd like to go back on flexibility, but I've already kind of said that. So I'm going to say the talent that I would most like to have is retention.
You don't retain very well?
Well, I retain, but not as quickly as I would like to. I'd like to retain a lot, except water.
To be able to play a musical instrument and sing well.
At the same time?
Yeah.
Cool. Me too. What is your current state of mind?
Bliss.
Bliss. I love it.
A little mischievous because we're having this Q&A, and you have to be a little mischievous when you have a Q&A. And mixed with anticipatory, because I'm about to kick it down to Vancouver, and that's going to be great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So if you could change one thing about yourself, what would it be?
I would change how long it takes for me to answer questions.
Okay. My big nose.
Your big nose.
Didn't I already? Oh, pardon me.
If you could change one thing about your family, what would it be?
Well, change one thing about myself?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not to do with appearance. Nothing.
Nothing.
Except my big nose.
Oh, good. I love it.
Wait a minute, I know what I'd change.
What?
I would like to have a beautiful, toothy smile.
Beautiful toothy smile. Cool. Okay. If you could change one thing about your family, would it be their big noses?
That they had been more functional.
That they've been more functional? Yeah.
They were quite dysfunctional.
They sure were. Every day was an adventure.
And what do you consider your greatest achievement?
My greatest achievement is actually not my achievement at all, but I did take part in it, and it was the wonderful birth of two wonderful girls who are making this world a better place just by existing.
You.
Aww.
And that's the truth.
Aww.
If you were to die and come back as a person or thing, what do you think it would be?
A cat.
Cat. I'm going to go with thing because that's more fun. And it would be a mask on a wall in a room of great goings on. Because I would like to witness those goings on and project them and commit them for a short period of time to the Akashic record.
If you could choose what to come back as, what would it be?
Like as a thing?
Mm-hmm.
As opposed to who?
Yeah.
You mean like an object?
Sure.
A book.
A book.
A real book, not a downloadable one.
But then you could be in many, many hands and many people would read you. Whereas if you're a single book, you're on the shelf, one person buys you, and then maybe a couple more after that. Maybe you might be gifted, but still going with a real book here?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We won't have the Kindle versus book debate here. That's for another time.
Sounds good.
Okay.
What is your most treasured possession?
The thing that I possess that I treasure the most is probably this, because I talk about it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I recently learned that this is called a hagstone. I didn't know that. Some witches in Red Deer told me that if you look through it, you can see into the fairy world.
Okay.
Now you're curious.
I am?
You looked over as though you're curious. If you're not curious,
You can tell me later.
your extensive CD collection. You do have an extensive CD collection.
My Bill Bissett painting.
Cool, yeah.
Absolutely. That's also my favorite possession. What do you regard as the lowest depth of misery?
Children
Mhm.
who have been sexually abused.
Yeah. The lowest depth of misery is not solitude. I know I'm not asking what this question is not, but just to clarify, solitude is reasonable. But solitude unwilling. Because you've just screwed up so much that you are left on your own. And this probably links into my greatest fear too. Because you've screwed up so much that you're not alone by your own will.
Because nobody wants to be with you.
It's because really people just don't want
to be around you.
Right, exactly.
Okay. Where would you like to live?
Where I live now.
On the road?
Everywhere.
Coast of Oregon. Hawaii.
Hawaii? Yeah. Coast of Oregon. It's beautiful. What is your favorite occupation?
Writer.
Really? That's you're sure? My favorite occupation are the ones that I've had, and I can only speak with authority, are the ones that I have actually experienced. I'm going to say teaching was up there, but performing was above that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what is your most marked characteristic?
Marked as in other people have noticed. Think people know me for being enigmatic at first, won't shut up at last.
Okay. Bluntness.
Yeah.
Or straightforwardness.
Yeah, I would say so. What is the quality you most like in a man?
Sensitivity.
I like men to be ninja-like.
Okay, and what is the quality you most like in a woman?
I like women to be ninja-like.
Which is what?
Ninja-like, it's like having a code of ethics, being sort of solid, strong, quick, really good with the retention, agile, versatile, survivors, lethal.
What's the quality you most like in a woman?
Loyalty.
What do you most value in your friends?
Loyalty.
Loyalty, yeah.
Being really just interesting and interested, concerning, revolving around life and the seed of who they are, what they understand to be, and what they appreciate. You know, into oneself to the extent that one just lives it.
What is it that you most dislike?
Sheepishness.
People who manipulate.
Yeah, manipulative people, absolutely. How would you like to die?
High.
That's what James Taylor said.
Have you ever seen the Monty Python sketch where the guy wants to die by being chased off a cliff by hundreds of beautiful naked women?
Like that?
Well, I don't know, but just watching that is just... Probably not, but that's... You must admit that's pretty funny.
Okay, and what is your motto?
Fortuna multis ad nimis satis nullae.
Which means what?
It means fortune gives much to many but satisfies none.
Live for today. Live in the present moment.
Carpe diem.
Carpe diem.
What kind of death ceremony would you like to have?
I don't want one. Kind of a death ceremony would you like?
A floating pyre.
Yeah?
Yeah, they stick me on a ship, they toss me out, and then a very good archer will send...
That's very Viking.
Yeah, isn't it?
Thank you.
Thank you.